Hello, welcome to our Shotsuki Hoyo service for June and July of 2020. Our service agenda for today will be the ringing of the kansho, followed by Hibakumon, the chanting of Sanbutsuge. We'll see a reading of the Threefold Refuge from our Dharma School High School class. Then we'll have a Dharma Message from Reverend Mukojima, and then we will have closing remarks. Thank you for your attention today.
Namanda, Vitsnamanda, 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 Vitsnamanda. On this occasion of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple's July Shotsuki service, we come before the image of the Buddha to express our sincere respect for and gratitude to his Shotsuki honorees. As I read the Shotsuki names, please join me in silent meditation so that we may think deeply on their continuing influence on our lives. Shiro Abe, Dorothy Chikasue, Spencer Klopp, Robin DeGardo, Kazuo Domoto, Kazuko Aidman, Frank Fujii, Kotome Fujii, Masakazu Fujii, Nobu Fukuda, ジョージ・フルイチ、マイク・フルショー、ジェームス・フルタ、トモエ・ゴト、シズエ・ハルタ、ベン・ハナミズ、マサコ・ハヤミズ、グレイス・ハヤノ、ジョー・ハヤノ、ベッシー・ハヤシダ、メイ・ヒガキ、シンニー・ヒラモト、アキラ・ヒロシゲ、松次郎・ヒロシゲ、ミノル・ヒロシゲ、アサ・ホリ、ゲンゾー・ホリノ、ジョセフィン・ホシコ、アキエ・イドタ、コウ・イマイ、ユキシゲ・イマイ、高尾・石川、ジョン・石沢、ヨツ・岩田、ケンゾー・カメイ、キサ・ルーツ・カメイ、キャビン・上本、小雪上本、安子上本、アイリス川本、幸次郎川本、安川本、ノーマコーチ、アルバート小桜、三江琴、清島木島、アイリン丸山、ジョージ増田、ジミー松葉、ジョン松本、フランク松本、ジミー松本、静子前田、夏見道平、エレン三宅、千鶴子村井、和子長谷、バリンス中川、勝木中川、国中川、重雄中西、めぐみ中野、剛中島、ジム中山、清尾形、宝小川、三河沖田、一太郎奥村、ブルース奥野、リリー重川、龍小沢、吉尾小沢、健坂本、花佐藤、西佐子、二蔵佐子、タツ沢村、末島本、メリー清水、マーガレット親戚、ドラ杉本、トレバー杉本、ユキ谷口、アウリ徳永、テ徳永、伊藤塚川、俊江塚本、清梅田、和子渡辺、栄子山本、一時柳場、健治山根、直子山下、意味安田、郷一米本。Please put your hands together in gassho to show our deepest feelings of gratitude to these deceased family and friends who have brought us together today to encounter the Buddha Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Oge
Difficult is it to receive life in human form, yet now we are living it.
Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, yet now we are able to hear it.
If we do not cross over to the truth in this present life, in which life shall we cross over?
Let us assemble together and sincerely take refuge in the three treasures of the truth.
I take refuge in the Buddha.
My sincere wish is that together with all sentient beings, we understand and experience the great path of enlightenment and to awaken the supreme Bodhi mind.
I take refuge in the Dharma.
My sincere wish is that together with all sentient beings, we deeply enter the storehouse of the Dharma and attain wisdom as deep as the ocean.
I take refuge in the Sangha.
My sincere wish is that together with all sentient beings, we live harmoniously as the great assembly of disciples of the Buddha, freed from all delusions.
The excellent, profound, and wondrous Dharma is where to encounter even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are able to see and hear it, feel and accept it.
Let us thoroughly understand the true and real essence of the Tathagata's teachings.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namo Edavatsu.
Namanda, Butsanamanda, 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 I don't know what the two, good and evil, really mean. I could say that I know what good is if I knew good as thoroughly and completely as that Amida Tathagata. And I could say that I know what evil is if I knew bad as thoroughly and completely as Amida Tathagata. Amanda, Butsanamanda, 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 Butsanamanda. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mountain View Buddhist Temple online service. I hope everyone is doing well at home and staying healthy. Today is the first Sunday of June, and we are now observing Shotsuki Memorial Service for both June and July. As you know, today would also have been the last Dharma School service of the 2019 to 20 school year. In addition, we would have begun the annual Dharma School campout weekend at the temple yesterday. I feel sorry for the Dharma School students because I know there are many of them who are missing this annual fun event. I also really miss Dharma School kids since we began staying home to avoid contracting the coronavirus because I haven't seen any Dharma School students at the temple for a long time. But I believe that the students are doing well as good Buddhists and will continue to have great patience in dealing with coronavirus pandemic. I don't know whether we'll be able to resume Sunday service as usual beginning in September, but I'm sure that we can get through this pandemic hardship successfully, meeting this great challenge in solidarity with one another. So please know that I very much look forward to reopening the temple when it becomes safe for all to do so. Okay? All right, now I'd like to share my Dharma message with you. A couple of years ago, I was watching a nature program on TV with my kids. It was about a mother cheetah in the African savanna, raising her 5 cubs and trying to protect them from natural enemies so that eventually they'll be able to fend for themselves. As you all know, the cheetah is the fastest land animal. In California, we are able to see them at the Wild Animal Park in San Diego. But it seems to be in danger now. Did you know that? Many of us consider the cheetah unrivaled because of its quickness. But due to poor conditions, such as the destruction of its habitat, poaching, its low fertility, and so on, the cheetah is in danger of disappearing from this world. Although the program showed this cheetah family desperately trying to live in this severe environment, the hardships were much worse than I had imagined. Even if the cheetah made the most of her first run with a successful hunt, her kill was stolen by her natural enemy, hyena. And at the same time, the baby cubs waiting for the return of their mother were attacked by other hyenas, and some of the cubs became their prey. The probability of the cheetah cubs surviving to adulthood is only around 5%. 5%. Realizing the cheetah's desperate situation, when we watch the scene in which one chases the impala, my kids and I raised our voice, "Go, go, go, catch him," in spite of ourselves. And after that, the hunt was a success. The food was given to the babies, and some of them were able to survive. I'm sure that the cheetah family trying desperately to survive, and the brave mother instinctively fighting to protect her babies made the impression on all those who watched the documentary. However, after the program was finished, my wife said something to us I wasn't expecting. She remembered that we had watched a TV program about the impalas a couple of months before. And during a scene where the impala family is fleeing from a fierce cheetah, it seems we would shout it, "Run, run, run, don't be caught." And what's more, my wife said, when the cheetah caught the impala, I had muttered, "What a dreadful animal he is." So her question to us was understandable. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? I didn't know how to answer her question, because when we watch the program from a certain animal's standpoint, our attachment to its family and the sympathy for its plight become deeper. When we put ourselves in its place, we have a tendency to see the world as it does. So if we put ourselves in the impala's place, the impala is a good guy, and his natural enemy, cheetah, is the bad guy. Okay? There are many examples of this in nature. Penguin and a seal and a killer whale, and so on. But how on earth can we judge good or evil? When we look at the situation, it's really far from easy for us, ordinary people, to judge someone or something good or evil. So whether it is good or bad. We can say the same about our daily lives. We each have a tendency to judge those around us, saying he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. But as I mentioned, I wonder if we can really know the true right and wrong. When I was in the university, my teacher told us an interesting story, which I'd like to share with you. There used to be a famous novelist in Japan named Oge Mori, who wrote a short story, which is called Takasebune, which means boat on Takase River. Takase River is a famous river in Kyoto. During the Edo period, over 150 years ago, the Takase River is the route used to send criminals to Osaka, where they will be banished to an island. This story was about a prisoner on a Takase boat who confides in an officer while going down the Takase River. This 30-year-old prisoner named Kisuke had lived with his younger brother who suffered from a serious illness. One day, when Kisuke came home, he found his brother covered with blood. His poor brother had tried to commit suicide by sticking a razor into his own throat to escape the pain of sickness. But his brother hadn't succeeded in killing himself and was suffering terribly. So he asked Kisuke to pull the razor out so that he would be able to die. Kisuke felt fear at his brother's terrible demand, but he resolved to do as he was asked, and thus his brother died. This was what Kisuke told the officer on the boat, which was moving along on the dark surface of the water on the night with a hazy moon. My teacher then told us a question. Asked us a question. Can we call Kisuke an evil person? Can we call Kisuke an evil person? It's an extremely difficult question. Kisuke couldn't bear to see his brother suffering. He granted his brother's wish to save him from further pain. But in doing so, he committed the crime of killing his brother. There are many situations like this in which, from one vantage, an act is accepted as admirable, and then from another, the same act is seen as wrong, right? It is possible that in any situation, one's joy is the cause of pain to another person. An action or thing that is bad for me may be good for my neighbor. Currently, we are facing the unprecedented hardship of the coronavirus pandemic. Because of this pandemic, our daily lives have been changed completely, and many of us are filled with the fear and anxiety of uncertainty. Everyone understands that coronavirus attacks our health or takes our lives, and that our attempts to prevent the disease from spreading is causing our national economy to suffer. For these reasons, many of us regard this pandemic as a horrible situation. But there are some scientists who say that because of this pandemic, greenhouse gases have been reduced throughout the world. The result is that our social inactivity is preventing the global warming from becoming worse. Recent proof of this for me was seeing a photographic view of Los Angeles with a clear and beautiful sky. Although it may be temporary, it is also very unusual. This change happened not only in Los Angeles, but all over the world. In that respect, there are some who regard this pandemic as a good situation. For those of us who are alive at this moment, pandemic may mean death for those who are infected by the COVID virus. Yet, for our future and those come after us, this pandemic might offer some benefits. Okay? This is why it's extremely difficult for us to judge something or someone as good or evil. In the opening meditation, I shared with you a saying from our founder, Shinran Shonin, in Tanisho. Even our founder says, I don't know what the two, good and evil, really mean. I could say that I know what good is if I knew good as truly and completely as Amida Tathagata. And I could say that I know what evil is if I knew bad as truly and completely as Amida Tathagata. That's why, as Shinran says, we have to sincerely acknowledge that we are ordinary people. We can never know what is truly good, right, evil, or wrong. Okay? Then, what kind of person does the phrase an evil person refer to in our Jodo Shinshu? Okay? In Jodo Shinshu, an evil person doesn't mean a person who commits crime or breaks the law or commits an immoral act. Okay? Actually, Shinran used the phrase to describe conceited people who make judgments as if he knows everything. A person who always exposes and judges others and brushes aside his own shortcomings, unconsciously putting himself up as the standard of justice and perfection. Who on earth then is this evil person? I feel embarrassed because it seems Shinran is referring to me and each one of us. Shinran admonishes such people by saying, it's extremely difficult for people with wrong views and arrogance to realize Amida Buddha's primal vow and compassion. But at the same time, he also assures that those people with wrong views and arrogance who are past saving are the very first people whom Amida Buddha must embrace. Okay? Shinran says in his writing Shoshinge as follows: blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, the great compassion is untiring and illumines me always. So in other words, Buddha's unconditional compassion, which cannot help but embrace those who are self-centered, is always directed at each one of us. Okay? It is very important for us to see ourselves through the true light of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. Those who realize the primal vow of Amida Buddha and truly acknowledge ourselves as foolish and arrogant will be able to experience the world of awakening, where we can see our faults and shortcomings and apologize to and respect one another and make each other's life shine. Okay? Our deep awareness is entirely due to the inconceivable power of Amida Buddha, which enables us to reflect deeply upon our own self-centeredness and feel grateful for everything which allows us to live at this moment. Okay? That's why it's most important for us to listen to the Nembutsu teaching repeatedly throughout our lives, because the Nembutsu is our precious mind's mirror, which allows us to see our true nature. Okay? Just as we cannot see our face without a mirror, we cannot observe our mind without using the Dharma mirror, namely the Nembutsu teaching. Dharma mirror exposes our true nature, which is full of selfishness, attachment, and arrogance. Okay? When you look in the mirror and see sleep in the corner of your eye, you remove it, right? Just as we need to adjust our appearance, we also need to observe our imperfect selves and reflect deeply upon our selfish way of living and think deeply about how we should live each day as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. Although many of us tend to judge something or someone as good or evil easily, we should be responsible for our decision and the judgment carefully under the guidance of Amida Buddha. The more we listen to the Nembutsu teaching, the more we are able to see our Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion, which always leads us to the right way of living as good Buddhists. Okay? As I mentioned several times during this Dharma talk, self-centered mind makes it extremely difficult for us to judge something as good or evil. But one thing is clear in Buddhism. Discrimination is evil and wrong. As you know, last week, a black guy was killed by a white officer in Minneapolis. It was an unforgivable action that was revealed for all to clearly see. But the discrimination against people of color is deeply, deeply rooted in America. Because the death was videotaped and revealed to countless viewers, it moved many thousands of people in various parts of the country to protest this injustice. Unfortunately, some of these protests have been used by looters and hoodlums as an excuse to run riot and cause great damage in some cities. It makes us really sad, but these are some of the results we are now seeing because of deep-seated racial discrimination. The historical Buddha, Shakyamuni, rejected the idea of discrimination outright because he said each person, all people, have Buddha nature. This means irrespective of age, gender, race, nationality, skin color, and religion, each person has but precious, irreplaceable life. Okay? So under the clear guidance of Buddha, we can truthfully say that discrimination is totally evil and wrong. Okay? We must not deny the value of existence of all others. Okay? This is a universal truth for all people. So I sincerely hope that future demonstration can be conducted peacefully and that we can put an end to racism for all the people. Okay? Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to express my sincere sympathy to Mr. George Floyd and his family. In conclusion, because we are all simply ordinary people, as we recite the Nembutsu Namo Amida Butsu, let's reflect deeply upon our imperfect selves. And I hope all of us will be able to rejoice from the bottom of our heart in the great light of Amida Buddha's vow, which always illumines each one of us. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to my Dharma message this morning. Have a nice day. Please join me in Gassho. Blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, the Buddha's great compassion is always illumines and untiring. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Hey, thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message today. I think it's a very important and strong message that, for all of us to reflect on the evils that's within ourselves. We must use the Dharma mirrors that we have to look at ourselves. During these times where there's so much unrest in society, in US society, and today we even see demonstrations around the world that are bringing up in other countries that they recognize and acknowledge the racial discrimination that exists in their societies. It's a very good time for us all to take that look at ourselves and understand the evil that is within all of us. The judgments that we have are always based upon what our beliefs are and what our sentiments are, and they're always tinged by the evil thoughts that we all have within ourselves. So taking a step back and truly trying to reflect on everything, including ourselves in the world, is going to be a very important step to all of us to go forward and heal. Heal society, heal the racial discrimination, and heal ourselves. With that, thank you for your time and attention today to our online service. I hope that, again, this is something that you find brings some meaning and some time for you to reflect once a week in your lives. Thank you.